Hello, fellow Wojaks. Today is July 24th, 2026. It's been almost exactly 1 year since I became active in the Wojak community and began to post um, content to promote our 0x50 contract to the rest of the crypto community. I got into Wojak in 2023, shortly after the token launched. But at that time, it was only a very small investment. It was really just in hoping that if this thing posts a 100x or 200x, uh, I would capitalize on that. I didn't really have any conviction towards this meme coin. Um, but in 2025, last year, around this time, I was heavily invested in one of the Hedera Hashgraph tokens. And this token was significantly underperforming the overall market. And I remember one day feeling extremely dejected, feeling really like Wojak, the meme. You know, if you go onto YouTube, you see dozens of cartoon channels that's centered around Wojak, people making content about this meme. And I felt that if I could relate to this meme, I'm sure there are many people all over the world, especially in crypto, can relate to this meme as well. This well-intentioned, middle-aged man that's not particularly successful in life, kept, getting into trouble, and everything that he does doesn't seem to work out. And that's why, I felt this meme really spoke to the internet generation, the meme generation. And that's when I fell in love with the token and began to spend most of my capital, even selling my Hedera tokens to buy into the Wojak meme coin. At that time, there were half a dozen Wojaks floating around, but I chose the 0x50 contract because at that time I felt this is the one that's the most decentralized, and the original dev team seemed to have left the project. That's why I feel, there's not, if the price goes up, there won't be heavy dumping, because who knows, the dev team probably already forgot about the project. But since I began to promote the 0x50 token, the dev team seems to begin to pay attention to this project again. And kudos to them, because in the subsequent several months, they did invest thousands of dollars to list 0x50 token on several centralized exchanges, such as LBank, among others. But I have no doubt that in the background, that each time the token price went up, these people, they were the whale holders of the token. They were dumping the background, and that's why you saw the token price never skyrocketed, because the selling pressure from the original dev team was just so high. I, being the gullible one, I didn't sell any. I held on to it till today. Fast forward to January of this year, that was when the migration announcement was made by Alien My Lady, the token launcher, the person who launched the 0x50 contract. And the more I dealt with Alien My Lady, whom I never even heard of before, he just came out of nowhere. The more I realized that this is a cabal. These people, they are quite unscrupulous. They have zero care about the community. All they care about is them and their money. And we saw that over the past 6 months, these people have really robbed the community dry. Our token value dropped 90% really since the migration announcement, while these people fattened their own wallets. And that's why at this time I feel that most, if not all, of these unscrupulous people have exited from their Wojak 0x50 positions. They've gone to their own Wojak, their own copycats, and among other projects that they have. But I'm glad they are leaving our token alone, and I believe the remaining people, the community, we're all enthusiastic and hopeful towards the future of the 0x50 contract. And we see that in the stable prices over the past month or so, even though there isn't a very high trading volume, but we see that people are not selling. I'm not selling. And all the big whales who are still remaining in our project, they are not selling. And that's important when bull market finally hits, because it's really not how high the price pumps. It's that when the price reaches a certain level, there's enough liquidity for anyone who wants to exit to do so without crashing the market. And I believe that our 0x50 contract, not only does it have more history than the other copycats, it also has a bigger liquidity pool, so that when the bull market hits, the trading will not, the buying and especially the selling will not adversely affect the price much. Let's say that if a whale decides to sell, let's say 0.5% of Wojak token on the open market, he's not going to crash the price for the 0x50 contract. Not the same can be said. The same cannot be said for the copycats, for the new Jack token. So I am as hopeful as ever towards our project right now. I believe our token is the most undervalued asset in the whole world. And once the market realizes how valuable our token is, especially in comparison to its current price, we will be rewarded at that time. But I know how tough everything is right now, and I know that some people in the community who's been long-time members of the community, they've left, and some of them probably had gone to the new Jack team. But to each their own. It's a free marketplace. You have every right to choose whatever direction you would like to go. But I'm also very encouraged to see that there are new members in our community. And this is a democracy here. So I'm not heavy-handed in how this project should be run, but I think that we should minimize confusion and division in whatever directions we choose to take the project to. And I have no ego. I don't. If someone has great ideas, let's go with it. I think all of our agenda is aligned, and that is to put the Wojak token, 0x50 token, on the crypto map. So let's collaborate, let's work together towards the same goal, and always, stay positive, stay encouraged, and also encourage one another in these tough times. That's all I have today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys on the next video.